Hello, welcome. This is Blockchain Bloom, the blockchain educator. I'm Attila Pinkett, and in today's video I'm going to talk about that here's the first company which is holding Bitcoin treasury, and they had to sell some of their Bitcoin to pay off their debt. And now the question is, can this bubble burst? Can more companies come and sell their crypto treasuries? And another topic I would like to talk about is that the Supreme Court Justice appears skeptical that Trump tariffs are legal. It came out yesterday. And we have US spot Bitcoin ETFs bleed over 2 billion US dollar, and this is the second worst outflow. And we also have the NFT market going down significantly. Its market cap went down almost 50% in the last 30 days. So there is a lot of things to talk about it in today's video. And don't forget, every single day I'm bringing you the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news here on Blockchain Bloom to keep you up to date. So if that's important, just subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the like button if you like this kind of content. And now let's do it. Well, when we're looking at the prices, we can see that Bitcoin is actually up 1.5%. So a very weak pump in the last 24 hours. With that, the price is 103,210 US dollar. Ethereum 3% up, 3,400 US dollar in the last 24 hours. The biggest gainer is Dash with 25%, ICP 28, and we have Quant 14% up. And the top losers, Story 8% down, Injective 3%, and Plasma 2.5%. So no major dumps now, at least. And when we're looking at the Bitcoin candlestick chart, one of the most important things I'll be looking at right now is the 50 moving average on the weekly Bitcoin chart. Because as you can see right now, we are at that one. So it's important because if you go back, since the price is going up since 2023 Q1, we haven't closed a weekly candle under it. There were wicks just like this, but every single time so far, if you look back, let's look at the big picture. So we're looking at this orange line, you know, we came to this one and we pumped back. We touched this one, went slightly under it, went up. We touched it here, went down, but just with the wick, we went up. So now this is crucial, and it's going to be this week, how we close it. And then next week will be the one which shows, okay, is now this is the bottom, or we continue further down. So this week and next week, I think it's very, very important what's going to happen, at least in the short term with the crypto market, because always the prices go up sooner or later, especially when it comes to Bitcoin. But, you know, there could come a bearish period. So now it's like kind of 50-50. Which way are we going? And when we're looking at the fear and greed index, it's a bit better than yesterday. It's not extreme fear. It's actually fear, but still fear. And when we're looking at the corrections, since we're going up in this season at the beginning of 2023, we had 7 corrections, which were between 20 and 32%. And actually right now we are around here. But the question is that, is this really just a correction or it's a bit more? Because every single bear market starts with a correction, but then it extends and it's going to be a longer bearish period. So now this is obviously the $1 million question. And now let's talk about a little bit what kind of things happening on the market. Because, for example, there are these crypto treasury companies, and here is one which started to sell its Bitcoin. So this company is Sequence and sold $100 million worth of Bitcoin. Why? To pay off its debt. And they still hold around $228 million of Bitcoin, but 100 million was sold. And because of this, its stock also went down 16.6%. And, you know, this is a very, very interesting thing, because Now we had more and more companies. They started to do their crypto treasury. Started with Bitcoin, but then we had other companies. Some accumulate Ethereum, some accumulate Solana, and some others. And what if the market is going down? What a bearish period is coming? What if these companies are forced to to sell off their crypto to pay off their debt, for example, because that can actually put another selling pressure on the market. And on the other hand, we had Metaplanet. They actually borrow 100 million against its Bitcoin holdings to accumulate more Bitcoins, so they're going in the other direction. By the way, when you're looking at Metaplanet stock, then look, it went up very, very nicely until June. When we're looking at, this is just this year, but look, since then, it's going down significantly. And we have, of course, here MicroStrategy, which also this year went up very, very nicely. Around July, it peaked. Since that, it's going down. So the question is, what will happen to these companies? Which will be the weak ones which start to sell what crypto? Because that could be also an interesting thing and put more selling pressure on the market if these companies, the public would think, they do not believe anymore that the price going up, therefore they're forced to sell. I don't know what you think about this. You can let me know in the comment section. The other thing which had an impact on the market, actually boosted the market a little bit, that Supreme Court Justice appears skeptical that Trump tariffs are legal. So in this year, definitely Trump's significant tariffs on several nations shook the market and always pushed it down. And now, you know, the Supreme Court Justice appears to be skeptical about these tariffs, that these are legal. And now when you're looking at poly market, for example, the chance went all the way down to 25% for Supreme Court rules in favor of Trump's tariffs. So the chance is more likely that it sounds like illegal. And interestingly, the market started to go up because then the investors believed that there is less chance to increase the inflation, as Jerome Powell many times pointed out, that tariffs are one of the problems why inflation is going up. And in this case, there could be heavier rate cuts, which could be good for the market. On the other hand, if these are illegal, then the US has to pay those tariffs back, what they have collected so far. So it's another thing, but this could be also an interesting turn. Right. Okay. And the next one, let's talk about the Bitcoin spot ETFs, because there the outflows continue. Well, quite significant outflows, because US spot ETFs bleed over, Bitcoin spot ETFs bleed over 2 billion, and this is the second worst outflow ever. And this is for the past week, basically. So if you're looking at this one here, you can see that we had yesterday 137 million, but before that 566, then 186, 191, 400. So you can see it obviously. And the one which is bleeding heavily now, and this is unusual, it's BlackRock. So it looks like, look, yesterday there was a bit much bigger outflow of BlackRock here than the total, because there are some Fidelity, for example, they were accumulating heavily. On the other hand, the same day BlackRock had a significant outflow, really unusual from BlackRock. And the same goes to Ethereum ETFs. Look at this. The one which is holding quite well, at least tiny, but with inflows, are the new Solana ETFs, and mainly Bitwise. But yesterday the total was 9.7 million US dollars. So you can see that this is not significant compared to others like Bitcoin. Okay, and now let's talk about the NFT market, which tanked almost 50% just in the last 30 days. So not just the crypto market like tokens or Bitcoin is going down now, but we also have the NFT market went down in the last 30 days, almost 50%, like right 46%, as you can see. And not just like the any kind of NFT, but also the blue chips, just like CryptoPunks, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Pudgy Penguins, you name them. And they went down also heavily. If you're looking at here, the prices, now you can buy a CryptoPunk for 36 ETH, a Pudgy for 5.7 ETH, or a Bored Ape Yacht Club 5.9. I do remember the Bored Ape Yacht Club in the last bull market in 2021, there it reached a point like 170 ETH or something like that. It's crazy that now the floor price is under 6 ETH. And now the question is, what will happen to the NFT market? Can it return, or at least the blue chips? Because the overall NFT market, it's kind of suffering in this season, this cycle for sure. Guys, that's it for today. Don't forget, every single day I'm bringing you the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news here on Blockchain Bloom to keep you up to date. So if that's important, just subscribe to this YouTube channel and then you will receive the fresh information. And also hit the like button if you like this kind of content. And of course, see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.